There's a kind of silent success demands, a solitude that isn't punishment, but a prerequisite, and that's why nearly every truly accomplished man seems to carry a shadow of distance. It's not arrogance, it's consequence. As a man rises, the air gets thinner. Few can breathe where he walks, and those who can call what they don't understand coldness, when in truth it's focus. A man who is building something meaningful is always alone, because the world doesn't understand the cost of creation. While most chase comfort, he seeks clarity. While others chase distraction, he seeks direction, and that comes at a price: isolation. A man who sees farther cannot walk among the crowd, because the crowd resents those who move too fast. It will try to slow him down. It will try to make him doubt. It will call him unfeeling. But he has learned success and the approval of others rarely travel the same road. There comes a point when a man realizes solitude isn't his enemy. It's proof that he has left the herd. While the world wants to belong, he wants to transcend, and transcendence carries a cost. No one follows you to the summit, not because they can, but because they can't bear the silence the summit demands. The summit ends. Success isn't about accumulation. It's about shedding everything small, superficial, unnecessary. The life he wants demands that he let go of nearly everything he owns. Friends who can't match his pace, lovers who can't endure absence, parties that drain his energy, egos that distract. Everything that doesn't resonate at the same frequency must fall away so he can rise. And the higher he climbs, the more graves he digs, graves for old versions of himself, for people who no longer fit, for illusions that dissolve. Solitude becomes the cemetery of what once held him back, and simultaneously the cradle of what makes him unstoppable. He is alone because he has learned to live with a silence that terrifies. The he looks inward without flinching. He faces the void without disguise. He understands that success without self-mastery is just vanity in disguise. The world is addicted to distraction. It fears self-confrontation, but he does not flee. He descends, he digs, and each step inward uncovers the strength to rise another step outward. The world says he's cold, but the truth is he has loved, believed, and surrendered more than most could imagine. Now he loves differently, quietly, deliberately, through discipline. He builds rather than promises. His love is pure maturity. It doesn't need to be seen to be felt, and that's why he seems distant, when in reality he's the most present being there is. The solitude of a man who builds is unlike ordinary loneliness. It's not emptiness of lacking others. It's the profound silence of having himself, and whoever has himself has everything. The average man seeks company to escape himself. The extraordinary man seeks solitude to find himself. He knows that no one can follow where his mission demands he go, so he goes alone, without complaint, without fear, because he has become his own army. Success is bearing the weight of a world that doesn't understand sacrifice. Most want reward without struggle, result without solitude, applause without effort. But the man who creates something real learns to be his own fuel. He rises when there's no audience. He works when no one believes. He perseveres when it all seems meaningless. And when he finally reaches the summit, he realizes it wasn't victory that shaped it, was the solitude of the journey. It's in the quiet, long, unobserved days that a man forges what the world will call destiny. Success isn't born from luck. It's born from relentless persistence when everyone else has quit. And that persistence is the direct child of solitude. Men who achieve greatness aren't alone by choice. They're alone because few can withstand the intensity they carry. Intensity is frightening, especially for those who live by appearances. Solitude is the natural sieve of the extraordinary. It separates the curious from the committed, those who want the shine from those who can bear the weight, those who talk from those who act in silence. A man who truly builds understands. If you need to be understood, you will never be extraordinary, because the extraordinary is solitary by nature. It doesn't fit the ordinary. It doesn't belong to the crowd. It is not accepted. It is respected, and respect is earned when you stop needing applause to move. The truly successful man has grasped something most never will. Real freedom comes from detachment. Detachment from being needed, from being validated, from being understood. He moves on a single axis. Purpose, everything else. Noise. He doesn't cut people out of arrogance, but of preservation, because he knows too much company kills clarity. And without clarity, even empires crumble. The mind of a successful man is a temple, and temples are not built for noise. Women feel it. They see in his gaze that he belongs to no one, and it confuses them, because in their world, dependence masquerades as love, and detachment is mistaken for care. But he doesn't fall into that trap. He does not depend. He chooses. He doesn't seek someone to fill a void. He seeks someone who adds, and if she doesn't, he moves on. No drama, no fear, no looking back, because he doesn't seek companionship to lighten his burden. He seeks someone to share the purpose, and that changes everything. Successful men are often alone because few resonate on the same frequency. The higher you rise, the fewer voices you hear. The noise fades, the crowd disappears, and what remains is just you and your own consciousness. This is why the great do not fear silence. They dwell in it until silence becomes music. Music only they can hear, guiding every step, every decision, every movement. The average man craves external motivation. The successful man carries his own flame, and that flame is dangerous. dangerous because it cannot be contained. The great are alone because they understand the difference between company and distraction. Company is rare, distraction is everywhere. A man on purpose does not trade focus for cheap affection. He will not settle for presences that drain him. He prefers emptiness to wrong energy, silence to shallow conversation, peace to company that weakens him, because he knows anything that costs your peace is too expensive. Solitude is the filter that keeps the empire standing. It is harsh, but it is fair, because everything of value is born in darkness. No warrior learns to fight in the spotlight of applause. He learns in the cold, in the silence, in nights when no one calls, when no one understands. It is in this desolate terrain that he discovers his true strength. Solitude is the laboratory of the mind. Here, vision expands, faith matures, the impossible stops being theory and becomes plan. The successful man knows that being alone is not failure. It is a filter, the universe clearing the path so nothing veers him off course. While others get distracted, he builds. While others show off, he observes. While others chase applause, he seeks mastery. And that is why he wins, because success is the natural consequence of a man who has learned to live without emotional crutches. Solitude is the training ground of the strong and the graveyard of the weak. Being successful is paying the price of lucidity, and lucidity hurts. It hurts to see the world dope on distractions. It hurts to understand that most love from fear and connect out of need. But the lucid man chooses to walk alone because he prefers the pain of solitude to the anesthesia of mediocrity. And this choice makes him rare, intense, untamed. The man who does not need is the man who leads, and leadership always comes with silence. Successful men are alone because solitude is the price of freedom, and they have chosen to be free. Free from the opinions of others, free from expectations, free from the emotional chains that paralyze most. They do not leave the world, they withdraw, so they do not lose themselves in it. They do not avoid love, they only refuse love that demands they surrender themselves. And it is in this sacred balance between solitude and purpose that they become what the world calls a legend. In the end, the successful man understands the price of peace is distance, the price of clarity is silence, the price of freedom is solitude, and he pays it because he has learned that no victory is more beautiful than the one earned in the company of oneself. He is alone, yet whole, and that is the most powerful solitude of all.